die forever. They can't change forever. I thought the Hal Jordan storyline, I mean, listen, Green Lantern Rebirth, which we'll talk about at some point in this podcast. I mean, not this podcast, but a future podcast, I'm sure.
Sure.
Is a great story. It's just, I also felt the sort of rise and fall of Hal Jordan and redemption of him was kind of something that I hadn't seen before with other characters and was interesting. So,
yeah, I mean, Green Lantern Rebirth doesn't work for me unless you've seen everything that came before. You have to see how he got there. You can throw that, so you can tell people, oh, go out and read Green Lantern Rebirth as a standalone graphic novel. It's a great story, beautifully written by Jeff Johns and beautifully rendered by Ethan Van Sciver. But all the story beats and all the stuff with Oliver. I mean, you've had to have read Hard Traveling Heroes and a lot of Hal Jordan stories intervening between before you can get to Green Lantern Rebirth and really appreciate it. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's like like I said, it's a rebirth for Hal Jordan. Like it was a sort of a celebration of the hero's return, I guess. Which which in hindsight now, with time behind me and realizing these characters are just going to be reiterated over and over again, it's kind of bookends the whole saga from like Emerald, whatever. I forget what the Parallax or the Hal Jordan storyline was when he first like destroyed the Lantern Corps, but all the way from there to Green Lantern Rebirth is sort of like a complete story. An arc of a character.
But yeah, definitely. So we get to these Len Wein issues, James. Issue 172, which is called Judgment Day. What'd you think about that issue?
I mean, nothing against Jeremy Adams, but kind of they're running parallel a little bit. Hal's return to Earth,
right? Yeah, exactly. That's the first thing I thought. I hadn't read this in years, and when I sat down to read this one, I said, "Oh my God!" I'm sure Jeremy read this before he started reading. He used this as a context and Hal literally in this story begs to go back to Earth, right?
Yes, he does.
Blue-skin bosses, yeah. So, cocky Hal would not have done that. But older Hal, who's been in space for well over a year now, wants to go back to his family and friends who, as he said, made him the man he is. And he misses Carol Ferris, and he literally begs his omnipotent bosses to send him back home. And they relent. I thought that was so cool. But yes,
it was cool.
Jeremy Adams right away.
Yeah, and also it's cool that all the Green Lanterns wish him well and they're excited for him, and he's like the returning champion when he comes back to Oa.
Yeah, no, there's one alien Green Lantern that hasn't been introduced yet, and that of course is Kilowog. He's not there, but there's Salak, I think his name is, the guy with the pickle looking head.
Yes, Salak. Yeah.
He never liked Hal. He doesn't like anybody. That guy. He's just a curmudgeon. So he's the one guy who didn't wish him well. and Len being this great